Hi, I saw this card on Pinterest and I think it was originally just made with dies, but I decided I'd give it a try in ScanNCut canvas. So it won't be exactly the same, but it's a variation on the theme, if you like. Now, I've not pre-made this card and I've not pre-made the design in canvas, so this is just going to be my thought process based on the card I'd originally seen. So if this works out, it will end up being a video. So I'm in ScanNCut canvas and I've got a blank screen. Now the original card I think was an A6 or what you call maybe A2 in the US, but I'm going to try and do it as a square card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the basic shapes and I'm going to grab some shapes and put them on my mat. So I'm going to get a square and a circle, and I'm going to use a triangle and a rectangle. So I'll just move these out of the way for now. The idea I've got is to make a card that's 5 by 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is select my square, come to the properties box, make sure maintain aspect ratios ticked and type a 5 in the first box, and that will make the square 5 by 5. Now I'm going to drag the circle on and I'm just going to look at it in proportion to the card, and I think I need to make the circle smaller. So I'm going to make it 3.5 initially and see how it looks. It might need to be 3 actually, so we'll see. I'll make it 3 inches. In fact, no, I'm going to make it 3.5. So I'm going to center both of these together. So I'm going to select them both, go to Edit, Align Center and Align Middle. And I want to punch the circle out of the square because this is going to be like the front of my card. So I'm going to select both and go Edit, Subtract. And that has now punched the circle out of the square. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring on my 2 other shapes. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and rotate this rectangle, and I'm just going to drag it down from a corner and make it smaller. Again, I'm just going to select both of these 2 shapes and I'm going to get to Edit Center. And that just puts this rectangle in the center of the triangle. I'm going to select both and go to Edit and Weld. And that's now kind of given me my tree shape. But obviously it's too big for the front of the card. So I'm going to grab a corner and I'm going to drag it down. And I think that looks okay. So I'm going to hit the D key on the keyboard to create a duplicate. With this first one, I'm just going to drag it out to make it a bit fatter. And I'm going to position it just on the front of the card. May have to make it a little bit narrower. Now with this next one, I'm going to select it and hit the D key on my keyboard again to give me another duplicate. This one I want to drag up and drag in to make it thinner and taller. And again, I'm going to position that over the front of the card. I'm going to position it over the first one and position it so that the bottom of the tree is within the card base. And I think that looks okay. And then with the third one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it smaller initially. I'm going to squash it in and then position it over here. And I think that's going to look okay. So I'm going to select the tree, hold the Shift key down, select the other 2 trees, and I'm going to right click and group them. And then I'm going to hit D on my keyboard to get me a second lot. just in case this doesn't work out. So now I'm going to select all of these and I'm going to go to Edit and Weld. Now with each one of these I'm going to ungroup them, and then with each one of these I'm going to create an inward offset. So I'm going to select the first one, go to Edit. In fact, I'm going to select them all and right click and group them. I'm going to go to Edit, Offset, take the offset down to 4 and do inward and say OK. And because I've got them grouped, it's done them all together. So these 3 are my originals that are welded to the front, and these 3 are 0.4 smaller. I'm going to make them all green in the hope that they may stand out better on the video. And then I'm just going to position them on the front just to see how they look. Because these are going to be my matting layers and they're going to be cut in a patterned paper, hopefully. So I'm just going to zoom in and see how they're looking. So that's looking okay. So I'm just going to group those for now and move them off to the left, to the right. Now I'm going to come back to the basic shapes and grab a square, come to the properties box, make it 5 inches. Now I'm going to drag these 2 together so that they just ever so slightly overlap in the middle. I'm going to select both, go Edit, I'll align them along the top edge. Now I'm going to ungroup this first one. I only want the base card and this, what will be the back here. So with the base card selected, I'm holding the Shift key. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to go to Edit and Weld. So now I've got a card and 3 matting layers. So now I'm going to show you how to put a dash line in, but I don't like the dash line, so I will probably score this on my scoreboard. But if you want to put a dash fold line in, you come to the path icon, click anywhere just above the card, let go of the mouse, hold your Shift key down and then just drag your mouse down in a straight line without clicking it or doing anything else. And then while you're still holding the Shift key down, double click on your mouse to anchor it. With that selected, you would go to the properties box, go to cut line and make it a dash line. With it still selected, hold the Shift key down and select the base card and go Edit Center and Edit Middle. And that will put your dash line in the middle of your card. But I don't particularly like the dash line, so I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to put my 3 matting layers separately because I'm going to cut them hopefully in a coloured paper. And this is my card, and I can now get rid of those because I don't need them. I can give the project a name, so I'll call it Tree Video and save it. And then hopefully I will cut it and assemble it and show you the finished card. So I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so, and I'll see you in the next video.